The secret compost trick that skyrockets plant growth overnight. Hello fellow garden enthusiasts. If you've been tending your garden and wondering why your plants aren't reaching their full potential, then this post is for you. Today, I'm sharing a little-known trick that can transform your garden, boost plant growth, and leave your neighbors asking, "What's your secret?" Here on Soil Sage Chronicles, we're all about smart, natural gardening methods that are easy, effective, and rooted in real results, and this method is no exception. Imagine walking into your garden and seeing your tomato plants bursting with lush green leaves, your peppers producing more fruit than ever, and your flowers standing tall and vibrant. This isn't a fantasy. It's achievable when you harness the power of Sweet Soil Compost, a natural, nutrient-rich booster that practically energizes your plants. And the best part? It's simple to make, cost-effective, and safe for every type of garden. Before we dive into the how, it's important to understand why Sweet Soil Compost works so well. Plants need more than just water and sunlight. They really thrive on nutrients and a healthy soil ecosystem. Sweet Soil Compost is basically a fermented mix of organic plant matter and natural sugars, like jaggery or molasses, which attracts and feeds beneficial microbes in the soil. These microbes break down nutrients into forms plants can readily absorb. Think of it as giving your garden a supercharged breakfast every few weeks. The sugars fuel microbial life, the microbes release nutrients, and your plants respond with stronger stems, greener leaves, and more abundant fruit. This method is gentle enough for seedlings, but, powerful enough to boost mature plants, making it a versatile tool for any gardener. Now let's talk ingredients, the foundation of Sweet Soil Compost. It's incredibly simple, but getting the ratios right ensures maximum effectiveness. For a 1 square meter garden bed, you'll need 2 kilograms of chopped organic matter. This could be vegetable scraps, leafy garden waste, or small crop residues. The smaller you chop them, the faster they break down. 50 grams of jaggery, or 3 tablespoons of sugar or molasses. This acts as food for the microbes, stimulating their growth and activity. And finally, 5 liters of water, enough to moisten the mixture, but not make it soggy. For larger gardens, simply scale up proportionally. If you have a 5 square meter garden, multiply each ingredient by 5. You can also add a compost starter or effective microorganisms, sometimes called EM, to accelerate decomposition, though it's totally optional. Here's where the magic begins. Making Sweet Soil Compost is straightforward, and I'll guide you step by step. First, gather your plant waste. Don't worry about perfection. Garden clippings, fruit peels, and leafy greens all work. Next, chop them into small pieces. This increases the surface area for microbes to colonize and speeds up fermentation. Now comes the secret ingredient. Mix in your sweetener. Jaggery or molasses not only feeds the microbes, but also creates a slightly acidic environment that benefits nutrient availability. After mixing, slowly add water until the mixture is moist but not dripping. Cover the container and leave it to ferment for 5 to 7 days, stirring daily. You'll know it's ready when the mixture has a slightly sweet, earthy aroma, and the plant matter has darkened. Some gardeners like to blend it into a liquid fermented plant juice, or FPJ, at this stage for faster absorption when applying to the soil or directly to plant leaves. Application is where the results start to show. I always tell gardeners that even the best compost won't work if it isn't applied correctly. For liquid FPJ, pour about 1 liter around every square meter of garden soil. For solid compost, sprinkle 2 to 3 tablespoons at the base of each plant, and gently mix into the top layer of soil. Timing matters. Apply in the early morning or late afternoon to avoid direct sun, which can damage delicate leaves if liquid compost touches them. Repeat the process every 2 to 3 weeks for ongoing growth stimulation. This continuous feeding helps maintain an active microbial community and consistent nutrient availability. One of my favorite parts about Sweet Soil Compost is just how well it pairs with minimal chemical fertilizers. I often combine a light dose of FPJ with routine watering. You'll start noticing vibrant green leaves, stronger stems, and honestly, an uptick in flowers and fruit within just a few weeks. Here's where things get even more fun for experimental gardeners. You can actually create FPJs from different plants and compare results on identical crops. For instance, I recently tested FPJ made from comfrey leaves against one made from moringa leaves on tomato plants. Both FPJs were prepared with the same sugar and water ratios and applied to identical plants in the same soil. Within a few weeks, the comfrey FPJ boosted leafy growth significantly, while the moringa FPJ showed stronger fruit development. By tracking height, leaf density, and fruit yield, I was able to see exactly which compost formula worked best for different purposes. This approach lets you tailor your sweet soil compost for specific plants or growth goals. Plus, it's a fun way to get hands-on and really understand what your garden loves. It's important to observe results methodically, measure plant height, count the number of leaves, note the intensity of leaf color, and track fruit or flower production. Even small improvements in soil health can produce dramatic visual results. Experienced gardeners will appreciate that this method is both practical and measurable. You're not just guessing, you're providing your plants with targeted nutrition and seeing real, quantifiable growth. So, beginners, don't be intimidated. Just start with one small garden bed, track your results, and expand as you gain confidence. It's really that simple. While sweet soil compost is pretty forgiving, there are a few pitfalls you'll want to avoid. Overwatering, overfermentation, and using the wrong amount of sweetener can actually reduce its effectiveness. Always aim for moist, not soggy, and be sure to check daily during fermentation. Oh, and avoid leaving it uncovered in the hot sun for long periods, since that can kill beneficial microbes. Another tip, don't over-apply. More isn't always better, honestly. A steady, moderate application every few weeks encourages sustainable growth without overwhelming your soil. You know, the beauty of sweet soil compost is that it's accessible, totally natural, and honestly, remarkably effective. Whether you're just starting out with a few pots on your balcony or you're an experienced gardener managing several beds, this method really adapts to whatever you need. By feeding your soil and its microbial life, you're giving your plants the tools they need to flourish all on their own and, well, naturally. I've actually seen gardens transformed in just a few weeks, greener, more vibrant, and yeah, more productive than ever before. And the best part? You can experiment with different plant FPJs, scale up to larger beds, and keep on improving your garden with every single batch. If there's one takeaway from today's post, it's this: nourish your soil, and your plants will repay you tenfold. Sweet soil compost is that simple, yet unbelievably effective trick that can take your garden to the next level. By following the correct ratios, preparation steps, and application methods, you can achieve results that might seem almost magical to your fellow gardeners. So, fellow Soil Sage readers, it's time to grab your garden clipping stir and some jaggery and watch your plants skyrocket to life. Remember to track your results, experiment with different FPJs, and most importantly, enjoy the process. Gardening is a journey, and every small step contributes to a thriving, vibrant garden. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to Soil Sage Chronicles and share this guide with fellow gardening friends. Let's build a community of gardeners who aren't just growing plants, but growing knowledge, success, and joy in every garden patch. Your garden's best growth ever is just a compost batch away.